Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Hey everybody, Ernie here with Wicked Awesome Workshop, and I'm out in the shop, hot, sweaty, stinky, old shop. Bear with me as I show you some things because it's pretty messy, but I'm in the process of moving into town. We got a brick and mortar shop and cleaning up, moving crap around, so it's a disaster out here. But even though it's a disaster, we still got jobs to do. What I wanted to talk about real quick was workflow and the importance of setting everything up beforehand. I am doing some awards. Now, I thought I had one over here. I don't know, but I'll show you in a minute. So, I already did all the wood prep, so that would be step one. Prep all your materials. I've got 37 of these to do, and that one's about finished. So as soon as it's finished, then we'll have a peek in there, and I'll show you the temporary jig setup and how to make things go fast and smooth. I've got all my wood on this storage rack. That's going to be a storage rack for my 3D printer farm once we get into the brick and mortar. So I've got some of them done already, and I'm just stacking them up here because once they're done, I got to sand them, get all the gook off of them. And here's the rest of them here. So we got them just lined up, and we heard the beep beep. So if we spin around, I got a bunch of maple boards here that I'm also in the process of cutting and planing, getting them ready for next weekend's event. But behind it is the 80-watt CO2. It's still down. Normally I would use that for this job because the 130 watts a little bit overkill, but that needs a tube. I've got the tube in the house. I bought it 2 months ago. I just haven't had a chance to put it in there yet. I've been using the big one. So as we see, there's a lot of room in there for one little thing. I did not want to fuss with the big old honeycomb that goes in here because it's heavy and it's a pain in the ass. So I just stuck in the honeycomb for the 80 watt. And we see I've got a board here held by 2 magnets on the honeycomb, and then I've got 2 magnets up there so they can rest on the left, right? So fun doing this one-handed. Alright, I get this guy out of here. So this one's done, and I do a nice deep engraving on these so that there's plenty of room to sand it. So after I sand it, get all the gook off, make it nice, before I lacquer it, I don't lose any of the engraving. Excuse me. So we're going to put that there. What I did over here to make sure this is all where I wanted to be, I took a big drywall T-square, which is outside because I was using it to frame up these boards. But I used the big drywall T-square, and it goes from one side of this machine all the way to the other. If you don't have one of these big machines, you have a little one, you get you another kind of square, any kind of squaring device. But I butt it up against the rail because the gantry is square to the rail, right? So I don't have to worry about the gantry. I can just use the rail as my guide, or the edge of the machine. So I put the T-square up against that, or the framing square, run it this way, line this board up with that. Once I get it straight where I like it, put your magnets on it. So as long as I don't move this, I'm good to go. And it's just a temporary jig, guys, because this is a job I only do once a year. So it's not really worth making a big template out of it. Yes, since I have so much room here, if I had the time, which I don't, I could have just set up a jig to do like 20 of these at a time and then hit start, went in the house. But since I don't have that, I didn't have the time because it's a last minute rush job. There was some issues, and we're going to make it work for our customer because they need them by Friday. So I just set this up to go on the fly. So we get our new piece, stick it in here, line it up against the magnets, push down on the board. We obviously don't want to push hard because then we ruin our jig, but now there we go. Now before I started this, I went ahead, and once the jig was all set, in order for placement for setting the origin of the laser, I want it 5 millimeters off the bottom and dead center. So that's going to put the image where I want it. So once you get that all set up, you have to do a couple trials and errors. find your placement, and that's what this one was over here. That was my tester piece, and I got it within 3 millimeters of my eyeball, and then I adjusted it accordingly, moving it around in Lightburn. Got it where I wanted it, press pulse, find your dot, get your measurement, you're good to go. So now it's all set perfect. So all I got to do is run the job, take it out, put a new one in. Run the job, take it out, new one, put it in. It takes about 7 minutes per. Get 37 to do. About 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 done. So I still got a little bit of work ahead of me. So that's the laser setup. So light burn here in a second, but that's, I don't know, part 2, whatever you want to call it. So we got wood prep as the first thing. Get all your wood, because what I was doing in the beginning, being an idiot, I was throwing a piece on after I had my jig set up. I threw a piece on, then while that was engraving, because it takes 7 minutes, I would take the next piece of wood, prep it, sand it, get it ready, and it would finish just in time. Then I'm finding myself getting really tired. I'm out in the sun, it's hot, because I don't want to blow all that shit around in here. And I was just wearing my ass out. Then I'm like, you're stupid, just stop. So I forced myself to stop, because sometimes our desire to get the job done makes us do stupid shit, right? So we want to try to think smart if we can. So I took a moment, stepped back, brought all the wood outside the back tailgate, got the sanders out there, cutter. Yeah, I got a cutter. I'm a woodworker. Got the saw ready, and then hey, look, got some more maple up there. Got them all cut to where I want them. That sort. Hold on. It's hot. Got to keep drinking out here. It's pretty hot in here. All right, so then I did that, and it took me honestly about 4 hours. So there was a solid 4 hours worth of prep work that needed to be done ahead of time. So I forced myself to do that, and now it's paying off the dividends. That's why I kind of, as I'm sitting here with 7 minutes in between, I think of shit, and I was thinking about that, and I was like, I had to do a little quick video on workflow. So take the time ahead of time to get all your stuff ready. So now everything's ready. I don't have to prep anything. I don't have to get anything ready. It's good to go. I just take one out, put it in, etc. Some of you might be sitting there going, well, duh, you're supposed to do that. Yeah, I know. But like I said, sometimes when we're trying to do shit in a hurry, we don't think about that. So let's go over Lightburn real quick. I'm outside in the shop. I'm not inside, so I can't set up my computer to record like I normally do. I don't have time to edit. Otherwise, I would just edit and splice it into this video. I don't have time for that. I got a lot to do this week. So that's why the videos have been pretty low and slow lately, because I just don't have time to do it right now. But turn the camera around and I'll show you the Lightburn real quick and show you what I've set up. It's nothing special, but again, it was about an hour and a half worth of work just to get things ready, get it set up, and it's making this part of the job so much easier. If you just the whole point of this is do stuff beforehand, so you don't have to try to work in the middle of it. Because what I found, and I did this from experience, when you try to do work in the middle of work, you end up screwing it up. We're not perfect. We're all human. No matter how long we've been doing this, we make mistakes, right? So if I'm in here trying to edit files and move things around, I'm eventually going to screw it up, because something's going to happen. The phone's going to ring. The kid's going to come outside. Somebody's going to interrupt my train of thought. And if you're like me, you need to be focused. You need to be dialed in when you're doing that kind of stuff. So I already got it all done. All right. There's my Lightburn. On the left here, these are jobs I've already done. On the right, these are the jobs that I got to do. Okay. And by jobs, I mean awards. I went ahead and set up my template that I used last year, which is basically in this format, right? And then all I had to do was copy and paste, and then put in the new header for that award, and the place and the name. Now, some of them varied a little bit. There was some adjustments needed to be made due to height restrictions and the pieces of wood. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about with working while you're working. So if I would have had to do that on the fly, there was a pretty good chance I'd mess it up. Okay, so this one's done. I'm trying to get this done. We're almost at 10 minutes. I just highlight it, Control G to group it so I don't screw it up, and hit it with the tool. line, so now it's a tool line, it won't engrave. I move it over here. On the left is my done pile, on the right is my to-do pile. So now I just go grab the next one. There's my next award. I zoom in so I can see it. There it is. I ungroup it. I turn it all black for my engraving fill layer. And then I grab the outer line, that's my frame. I turn that one blue because I have blue set to frame. Tool is not set to frame, the orange tool, because the orange tool is basically my ignore tool line when I don't want the laser or the program to do anything with it. So there we go, that one's set. I don't have to touch it anymore, right? It's just a quick drag over there, drag the new one, you know, take the old one over here, take the new one, put it there, go in, turn it black, turn that blue. It's ready to engrave. We've already got our piece of wood set up over there. So now I hit start and away she goes. And then I do random shit for the next 7 minutes till that one's done. Probably gonna pull out another piece of maple and get it ready. And there it is. She's engraving. So, one thing I'll show you real quick. Isn't this piece of maple beautiful? I love this wood, man. It's nice. My sawmill guy brought me this, and this is, I'm making this as a gift for the expo people who hired me to do these awards. I think it's going to be cool. I love the two-tone effect, the dark up here with the really bright curly maple down here. This is what it looked like before. And as you see, it's pretty weathered and pretty yellow. Got a lot of saw lines from the sawmill, right? So, make your life easier if you're messing with wood and get a planer. And there's the difference right there. I ran it through the planer after I cut it. And no more saw lanes, nice curve or waves from the maple, because that's what maple does. And it's just beautiful. The camera doesn't do the justice, but this piece I'm holding is 1 inch thick and it's pretty heavy. It's solid, it's dense, it's beautiful. I'll show you guys a picture of that when I get it done. I'm going to make a cool sign out of it. Underneath this rotary and the blanket, there's a whole bunch more pieces I've already cut and planed. I'll show you all the planer that I use if you're curious. Go outside here through all this trash. And there's the piece that I cut it from, right there. And a little piece behind it, I'll probably throw that through the planer here in a little bit and make a sign out of that, because that's a pretty good width. So that'll be a pretty good shape for a sign. I might even do it. You know what? That's really wide. I might make that a shelf for the store. I think that's what I'm going to do with that. I was going to do a cribbage board, but I like that size. I'll make that a shelf. All right. Yeah, tools. Here's a planer I bought. I bought this from Home Depot. And it's a rigid 3-blade. Got some more stuff. I don't know. You have to look it up. But I love it. It's got micro adjustments. And you just turn the little wheel a little bit. It's got, tells you how much, like a quarter of a turn is a 16th of an inch or some shit. Or 64th of an inch, excuse me. So it's really great for micro adjusting. And I love this machine, man. I've been planing wood like crazy since I got it. And it's been a lifesaver. Look, there's a dead chiller. Stupid chiller broke. But yeah, so that planer has been awesome. It's been a godsend. Believe it or not, I used to do that shit by hand, sanding it. I went through a lot of sandpaper with my little orbital. Before I even had the orbital, that's a word. Before I had the orbital, I used to hand sand it, believe it or not. So we all start somewhere, right? It's been 3 years in the making for me to acquire this much tools, and y'all know who've been doing this a while. I'm nowhere near ready as far as having a full set of tools at my arsenal. So, but I'm blessed for what I got. I'm not complaining, but I need more. There's my hand planer down there. I did that for a while too. That's hard to use. They make a mess. But anyway, I love that planer. So this. Now I'm just round the wood here. This big ass piece of maple. That's a good foot wide. Let's see. I don't have my Freedom Units ruler on me, but we can use this one. Got a Hornet buzzing around. What do we got there? 260 millimeters at the skinny end. Down here, 302. So I think what I'm gonna do with this one, it's about 7 foot tall. I like this curved edge up here, or rounded bit, and a lot of the live edge has already fallen off. So I'm kind of debating with myself if I want to rip it this way and cut this piece of live edge off, or rip this one off since the live edge is already off, and then keep that. I don't know now, but anyway, I'm going to use that for shelving in the store. I think that'll be really cool. It's some solid maple, 1.5 inch thick, some good shit. I got my sawmill guy. I told him, hey, I got a store now. Cut me some more wide stuff. So he's gonna knock that out for me. He's on it. He thinks it's a good idea. So when he's excited about something, I'm excited because he gives me the good stuff. And anyway, it'll be nice. So workflow. Back to the whole point of this. Spend the time early to set up your workflow, because now, as you see, I'm just wandering around. I'm not doing shit. I'm talking to you guys, waiting for that one to finish. As soon as it's done, take that out, put the next one on, go to light burn, drag it over, drag the new one over, change the tool lines back to black and blue, hit start. That whole process takes me less than 45 seconds to a minute to get the next one going. And this one's just about done. So time for me to get back to work, and I'll catch you guys later. So go make some cool shit. Bye.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming.